everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's. What is that? Oh, it's a bag. I went shopping. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. And this is my review for tonight's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 4. That is literally a bag, shopping bag, that I did not realize was in there, and I don't feel like stopping and moving it, so just ignore the white bag that's in the corner. So I hope everyone had a great day. It is Sunday. It is, almost back to the work week. The holiday is over. Next coming up is Christmas, so I don't have another vacation till the end of December. Yay! Anyway, I hope everyone else had a great day and is getting ready for the work week. So please let me know if you had a great day. Please let me know that you had a great day in the comments below. I want to just get into this Real Housewives of Atlanta review so that I can get to the end of it, so I can go off on the Kim Zolciak, and so also that I can get to watching the Escape Still Kicking It season finale. I watched like the first 15-ish minutes, and I was already typing away what I wanted to, typing up notes what I wanted to say. So I'm like, let me get this out the way so I can get to the next one. So that will be coming up next tonight. Season 10, Episode 4, I felt like it was boring. Let's truth be told. I think they do need to switch some things up within the season. I can't wait until we get some of these new characters, as we know what characters. We get new people. We know that Eva, the model Eva Marcel, is supposed to be on here, but she hasn't popped up yet. And just, Sheree is boring to me. Even Nene is boring to me. I just don't feel like their storylines are interesting. And so as this going on, I'm like not even paying attention. So, we get this episode started off and we see how Greg is coming home from the hospital, thank God. He got a clean bill of health, so to speak, because there weren't any blockages, and so he's home. We do find out, well, he says that the doctors figured out that his heart rate usually beats really normally, then it slows down, and then it kind of stops. He said that's the same thing that his father passed away with. He didn't say his father passed away from it, but he says his dad did die from some kind of heart stuff. And messages popped up. So we see that. What I will say is Nene looks very naturally pretty. She definitely has some work done. And we know she's admitted that over the years. But she was, in these scenes that she was with Greg coming and bringing him home, she didn't have, I won't say she didn't have no makeup on. I would say she looked very natural. And I was like, I felt like she looked better like that than she do when she all gussied up. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes on these shows, I don't know if it's because it's Atlanta. In Atlanta, they have, a lot of gay people, a lot of drag queens are in Atlanta, even though there are in other places too. But I think some of the makeup artists just go real strong on the makeup, honey, and they don't realize that you're not making up men, you're making up women. So I feel like Nene's makeup on the show, not in her confessional, when she was sitting in her house talking to Greg, like it was very pretty. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a pretty girl. But then they showed her confession look, and I was like, ugh, no, honey, do that natural stuff. You look really pretty like that. So that was just my opinion. We also see that Greg has to go to see a cardiologist to figure out what else is going on with him, because he said he still just doesn't feel well. And when your husband is older and they don't feel well, and it could be something with the heart, you should go get that looked at. As some of y'all may know, my father passed away from a heart attack, and he was only 50. Hey. It's my mama, so I'm gonna answer it and tell her that she's not that she's bothering me, but that she's messing with me. Hello, mother.
Did I just interrupt what you were doing?
So I said on camera that I was going to answer it. I want to show you your head thing on, but that you was because I'm recording right now.
Man, I just have my scarf. Hello. Sorry for the interruption.
I'm gonna call you back in a minute.
All right.
All right, love you. So you see, that's how parents do. Sometimes they pop in at whatever moments. But yeah, my father passed away 2 years ago from a heart attack, and he, totally out of the blue. So if you know that there's any kind of heart condition, any kind of heart issues, be sure to get those checked out. The next thing that we see is Sheree. Sheree, again, has bored me this season, even though her storyline is supposed to be very, very important, but it ain't, because on some levels, I feel some kind of way about that. So we see Sheree at home. We see her life coach, Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels. My life coach would be vodka. Jack Daniels come over to see her and basically asking her if she's done the homework of her talking to her kids about the whole domestic violence situations with their dad. And someone else someone else mentioned this online when they said all of Sheree's kids are older. So it's not like she has babies. It's not like her kids is like Kandi's son Ace. When Ace is like 2. You know what I'm saying? Or no, they're adults. So I'm pretty sure, one, if they haven't seen the show, they've definitely seen stuff online because it's been all over the blogs. And you not talking to them as if they have no clue that something went on. They know something went on. So, I mean, I just want her to talk to them about it because it's not as if they don't know. And they probably knew before she announced it because, again, if it was happening in the home, the kids lived in the home. Anywho, you know, when Jack Daniels asked her if she has talked to the kids yet, she says she hasn't done it yet. You know, she's still nervous. You know, she feels kind of stupid because she said she felt like she did the one thing that she would advise her kids not to do. I guess, which is just endure whichever kind of abuse that she endured for those years with her ex-husband. And, you know, he just tell her, you know, you need to talk to them. You know, you need to talk to them, not even to just talk to them about it, but to release it from you, which is true. I get it. You don't want to hold on to something so long that it's all in your body. It's just all up in your toxins. You got to get out that toxic energy. So she said she'll talk to them within 2 weeks. You know, whatever. We see Kandi is packing to go to New York. Why is she packing to go to New York? Because she was or is on the cover of Essence. The cover of Essence, it was the confidence issue. So she's basically packing to go to do her cover shoot. And she's very happy. She's very proud. You know, she also brings up how she is still trying to be better at balancing being a wife and a mother and a boss. You know what I'm saying? Because she owns many businesses and she's always, my charger's like right here. She's always busy and doing different things, but she says she just never wants to feel like she's failing in one or the other areas, basically, which is great. You know, she hates spending time away from her young son, Ace, who was, I think, like 1 or 2, he's probably 2 by now. We also see that, you know, her best friend, who was also her assistant, Carmen, has opened up her own insurance practice, so she's no longer Kandi's assistant. So, Don Juan, who was Kandi's, I think, the manager, he had to come over to help her pack because they have not found a replacement yet. And he doesn't look like he's good at packing because he's like, I haven't had to pack for Kandi since before Carmen been here. That's been a long, long time. We also come to find out that his ass ain't booked them no hotels. And my thing is, I get that she don't know how to pack her bag, but you, as a business manager, you don't think you should book her a hotel? I mean, if she flying to New York, where she gonna stay? You're like, yeah, well, all the rooms is booked. I mean, it wasn't a room nowhere in New York for Kandi. Okay. And she said, well, hell, what about Trump Tower? I know ain't nobody staying at Trump Tower, which is true, but I doubt that she would actually stay there. It was a joke. It was funny. You know, when she actually gets to New York, you know, she does her cover shoot. The pictures were really pretty. The cover was pretty as well. You know, Todd was there looking on his wife, and he was like, that's my wife. You know what I'm saying? He was a proud husband. We saw the editor was there. A couple of people from Essence was there, just letting her know how they were happy to have her, you know, as being on the cover. As we all know, all of us black people, Essence, being on the cover of Essence is a honor. You know what I'm saying? It is for, you know, kind of the best of the best in their era, or in their lane. You know what I'm saying? Kandi is in her own lane. Everybody in their own lane. But you know what I'm saying? They don't have just any old body on the cover of Essence. Every month is usually someone for some reason. And it's never like a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? Like on a gossip magazine, anybody can be on the front cover. You know what I'm saying? But on Essence, you can't just be anybody and get on Essence, boo-boo. So Kandi was very, very happy, and it was a great shoot. Porsha and her sister. Porsha and her sister also got on my nerve a little bit. Only because, you know, Porsha was at her house. Her sister came over, Lauren. Then a cousin also came over too. And it was clear to see that they came over to have a discussion. I guess it's been about a week or week in. And she's like, I haven't talked to Lauren. You know, she hasn't been staying here. I don't know where she's been. Because she has not been staying at Portia's Palace. Why does all these houses have names? You got Portia's Palace. You got Chateau Sheree. You got Moore Manor. I don't know what Nene house is called. I don't know if it's called the White Caucasian Mansion. I'm not sure. Everybody, I mean, stop naming these houses, Lord Jesus. Anywho, so her, the cousin, and Lauren sit down to talk. And basically, Lauren just says how, she just feels like that day. She's like, I might have been under some stress. I might have just, been having a bad day. And that could have been the reason. My hair looks crazy. That could have been the reason I had a wig on yesterday. And I haven't really combed my hair much today. So, yeah. But anyway, Lauren is saying how, she must have been, she was under some stress. She was having a bad day. And that could have been the reason she, had that big whole blowout with Porsha. She says how, I've been stressing, I'm 30 now, I'm different, I'm a mom, and I just keep thinking like, as you were sitting there talking, you kept just saying, my company, my salon, my, and I feel like, what else did she say? She's like, oh, and I just didn't like you saying that. She's like, 'cause I feel like I've been with you from the ground up. I was with you before you had any of these brands, helping you, doing everything for you. It's like, and I feel like, what if you get so, your brand keeps expanding, and then you all of a sudden want a real executive assistant or a real someone for my role, what have I put forth for myself to sustain myself? I said, now that is a great thing to ask yourself, what I'm saying, at any given time, because that is true, and I think the reason she said it is because she heard Porsha kept on saying, my this, my that, my, and it would be a question if you no longer saying we, us, as it's a business, as it's partners. I'm like, well, hell, where do I stand once you do get to that point and you do start saying I, and it ain't no more we, or us. Porsha, says, why didn't you tell me you was under stress? I didn't know that. I love you. You're my sister. I'm doing this for us. And, I'm like, when she said, I'm doing this for us, I don't know how to run the salon either. So I don't care what you know how to do. We're going to do this together. My thing is, what she didn't say is I won't, what she did not say is you'll get more than 15%. She still didn't, in my opinion, she still didn't tell Lauren, if something goes wrong, I'll always take care of you. I mean, anybody can say anything in the moment of something. My thing is, you said verbatim, yes, I'm going to make more money than you. And my thing is, I wouldn't always want to be just your assistant. You know what I'm saying? I want to have more percentage in the company. I want it to be us. And I think the issues that Lauren had, Porsha didn't even kind of address. Even though she did say, we in this together. She said that before, but she still said, I get 85% and you get 15%. And my thing is, that can't sustain. No. So, I mean, it made me kind of mad because I'm like, she didn't really address Lauren's issues. The most she said was, we sisters and I love you. I mean, hell, I love my brother and my sister too. But if I say to them, I'm getting 85%, you getting 15%, then I'm not addressing your issues. My thing is, I think it would have been better if she said, you know what, we can arrange a better percentage for you. We can make sure that you are going to be taken care of regardless for the, that ain't what she said. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, she kind of just, because Lauren was all crying and she was all emotional, I'm a mom now, and I get that, but I'm like, that's another reason to say I want 35%, to do 35-65% thing, but that little measly 15%, girl, no, but it was what it was. But I'm like, I just don't get how they all hugging and making up, and Porsha didn't fix shit. She just said, you're my sister and I love you. We're going to do it together. She said that before. But she still said Lauren get 15% and she gets 85%. So my thing is, ain't nothing changed. But, what I'm saying? If they like it, I love it. It is what it is. Nene had a whole little thing in her house that I don't really care about. It was just her telling her friend that she going to have a girls and gays party. I guess it's a party where you bring your best gay friend. That's some Atlanta stuff, girl. I don't even know. But she had a friend there, Monique. Monique was on was on the show a couple of seasons ago. I believe it was that same season when they had like Christopher Williams and his wife on there, and that whole season where it was the whole Apollo fight with Kenya Moore's best friend who was a gay, and how Kandi was getting all buck wild, was going, beat some ass. I think it was that whole season because she looked really, really familiar. And they did show like a little snippet of when she was from, but I'm like, I think it was that season. But she ain't been back since then. I guess Nene need new friend to shoot with. So just these two random people who came up to her house. But they were asking her like about who she was gonna invite to the party, and when they brought up Porsha, she's like, well, me and Porsha ain't talked. The last time I talked to her, she said like the door was closed on our friendship or whatever. So I don't care. And, that's how this party is. Also gonna be, gonna be like a remember type of thing. She said, because I guess Porsha does not remember that she visited Nene's house. So they show a picture of Nene, the girl Monique, and Porsha at Nene's house. So I'm like, well, Nene been in their house. It's been less than 2 years. So I'm like, I'm wondering how Porsha was there if they ain't talked in 2 years. But you know what? I don't really care. But she does say that, because I'm like, who cares, because Porsha not invited. So why is Porsha the topic of conversation? The two friends then say, well, you should go ahead and talk to Porsha. Porsha could be nice. Nene then bring up, well, Porsha texted me just yesterday. And they show the little text message. Again, on reality shows, if there's a text message, they show it. Hint to the whole Kat Ryan beef on Black Ink Crew. What text message is that? Anywho, so the text from Porsha just says, we should get together and talk. And basically says, so you can let me know why you're so angry with me. I guess Nene is like, I ain't trying to talk to her because she's an angry, crazy person, and she's on the top of my, I don't give a fuck list. Then why we do this whole thing, Nene? Why you do a whole thing talking about Porsha if you don't care about her? Again, But again, I have to remember this show is about the ladies. So usually when they are together, they're going to be talking about one of the other ladies, especially if they have beef with other ladies. But I guess, it is what it is. Kenya and Sheree. We remember Kenya and Sheree did not always get along. And they are getting along now, I guess, because they're meeting up to go to spin class. And my thing is, I don't hang out one-on-one with people I don't like. Like, if me and you don't rock together, like, if we don't hang out, we not cool, I don't want to go anywhere with you one-on-one. I don't care if we're going to the bank to get millions of dollars. I don't want to fuck with you like that. So, I'm like, if Kenya and Sheree hanging out, that's good that they're cool now. So, of course, they had spin class. You know what I'm saying? What I did find funny is when Kenya walked in and said to the girl at the counter, oh my God, your hair is so pretty. And the girl said, thank you, I use your hair care products. No, she don't. That was... Because what's the odds? What are the odds? I don't know anywhere that sells... I'm in Michigan, as I told y'all before. I don't know anywhere that sells her products. I don't know because she stayed... because she's in Atlanta right now, if she has a store in Atlanta that takes or sells her products. But I thought that was fake. That's just my opinion. So I was like, girl, bye. I actually wrote that. I said, girl, bye. They ain't them your products. So... I do like Sheree's false lock. They're really, really, really pretty. Look pretty on her. Maybe I should get some. Nope. Bone life forever. So Kenya, after the spin class, Kenya and Sheree sitting down talking or whatever. And Kenya says how she wants to do a PSA for domestic violence. She said she was hoping that Sheree would join her in this PSA since they both are survivors of domestic violence. I'm thinking Kenya is talking about the whole Matt situation. Okay. And I'm thinking she's bringing up, Sheree's situation with Bob. Okay. Sheree then says, oh, that'd be a good idea. But you know what? She says the National Coalition for Domestic Violence reached out to her, asking her to be their ambassador. And I said, did they? And this is my issue when it comes to Sheree. Sheree is very guarded over her domestic violence situation. Sheree is not open and forthcoming about her domestic violence situation. I feel like, personally, I am a survivor of domestic violence. I know you don't think about it, but yes, it's true. And I feel like in order for someone to be an ambassador against domestic violence, you have to be open and honest about what you went through and how you got out of it. I feel like if you're still trapped in it, if you can't openly talk about it, how can you help someone else want to get out of it and want to speak out against it if you don't fully do that yourself either? So I kept thinking to myself, well, did they really call you and ask you that, Sheree? Because again, there are so many other people they could have went to about that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I need to Google if that's even a real association. I don't know. But I felt like her saying that was some bullshit. And I don't know how else to say that. And me being a survivor of, I was in an abusive relationship for, about 4 years. Back when I was between the ages of 17 and 23. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, you know, because I'm 35 now. So you're able to talk about it in those situations. I won't talk about it here because this ain't what y'all here for. Maybe I'll do another video later on in life if y'all ever ask me to do that, but not right now. But you know what I'm saying? I just feel like being a survivor myself, there is just, I feel like a person has to be open and honest about it to be an ambassador of it. I don't think she has to talk about it just because she's on a reality show. I feel like if the National Coalition of Domestic Abuse calls someone to be an ambassador, the ambassador needs to be someone who is strictly against it, who speaks out against it, and is honest about their own situation of it. I feel like with Sheree, there's still a lot of no one really knows what happened. No one knows what even happened. We don't know. We know that it was some type of physical. No, it was some. See, I don't even know because it's real. I don't know what it was, and I feel like for you to be an ambassador, you should have a clear message of what you went through and how you got over it, so that when you talk to someone else, you can openly talk to them, and you don't have to talk in circles or talk in pockets of what makes you comfortable, because you should be able to help that person in all facets of the domestic violence situation. So, you know, I don't know how I feel about that. So she didn't agree to be a part of the PSA. She said, well, I have to check to see if me working with you on your PSA would be against, you know, what they want me to do. But I'm like, girl, why do they want you as an ambassador when, again, you don't really, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all can get what I mean, and it is what it is. Next, we see Cynthia on another date with Will, this little cute self. You know, we see that this is date 2, and it looks like they're just, well, not it looks like, they were going to get ice cream. I think it was that he was like on his lunch break. So he's a working man. Okay, go ahead, Cynthia. And, you know, he asked her about, no, when it was picking the ice cream, when she picked it, she wanted some vanilla ice cream, and he said he wanted some strawberry ice cream, and she said, oh, you like strawberry? And he said, yeah, one day I'm gonna show you what else I can do with some strawberries. Will, is you okay? Will, talk that freaky stuff. Will, I'm thinking like, I know, cause Cynthia got blushful because she knew what he was talking about. I'm looking like, okay, he's a freaking, okay, all right, Will, we like you. So they sit down, they eat a little ice cream or whatnot, and he asked her, you know, hey, I just want to know, I woke up and I'm kind of in the blogs, you know, do you know any, like, how does that really happen? And she's like, yeah, I'm so sorry about that, you know, I didn't think they would pick it up so soon, you know, we've only just met. She's like, we only took like 2 pictures together, but they instantly picked it up. She's like, you know, it doesn't usually happen that fast. And he's like, well, okay. He's like, well, do you have any tips for me, you know, dating you? And I'm like, I think that was a good question to ask. Not because he's trying to get, like, brownie points on, you know, like, how to make her like him. It was more of, you live in a whole different world than I do. So, like, what can you tell me what to, you know, I don't want to step on landmines. And she just says, you know, communication, you know, let me know. We can just communicate, basically. You know, you talk to me, I talk to you, and we can always make sure that we're okay. He then asked her about Lake Bailey and when he can maybe visit Lake Bailey. And she said, you know, if things keep going well, and keep going good, you know, maybe, you know, sooner than later, you know, maybe I can invite you over for some dinner. And he was like, well, okay, you know, he ready to go to Lake Bailey. And they, you know, kiss or whatever, and then, you know, they leave. But I can clearly see she's smitten with this man. I feel like she's more smitten with him than she was with Peter. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's something about when you dating somebody, y'all just together, and it's like, okay, well, we together, let's get married, let's, you know, it is what it is. But it's also in these beginning stages. And we know in the beginning, it's oh so nice, everyone also likes each other. So I think it's a bit of the beginning stages, plus she likes him, and he likes her too, so you know it's cute. Do I want to go over this? Marlo and Nene are back friends. Let's just leave it at that. You know, Marlo comes over, they have a discussion. You know, Nene says, you know, how they have not talked for 4 years, you know, and then they ran into each other recently at the mall. They're in Atlanta. We're in Georgia, because they might not be in Atlanta. In Georgia, and it's like we was arguing for like 30 minutes, just arguing. And she's like, and then we stopped arguing, and we started talking. So now she has invited Marlo over. She's also invited Marlo to her little party. And Marlo just said, I feel like that you were mad at me for being Kenya's friend. And Nene says, I was mad at you for that. Now, flashback to 4 years ago when they showed Marlo going off on Nene saying, you won't talk to me because I'm Kenya's friend? That's some fake shit. It was a whole episode from 4 years ago where Nene really was like avoiding Marlo. And it was all because of Kenya. Because at that point in time, Nene didn't like Kenya. And so when Marlo became friends with Kenya, Nene didn't like it. And she literally stopped talking to Marlo. And Marlo called her out on like, why you going to stop talking to me because you don't like Kenya and I'm getting friends with Kenya? It was a whole mess. I feel like it is growth on both women's parts to be able to, make that water under the bridge. Nene admitted that was the reason why she was mad. And they able to get back to being cool. That was always a great thing. Next, let me be honest about something. I am not a Kim Zolciak fan at all. I never have been. I never disliked Kim, really. I just have never cared for Kim. I am not a person who is happy that Kim is back. Let me be honest. So if anybody be like, she doesn't like Kim, I sure the fuck don't. And I'm not going to try to fake it for anybody. I don't like Kim. I don't feel like she needs to be on the Housewives of Atlanta. I do not. I felt like when she was on the show before, she was on the show, cool. You left years ago. I don't feel like it's a reason for her to be back. That's just my personal opinion. But the bitch is back. And she's back in the aspect of being like Sheree's friend. Again, Sheree don't have no real goddamn storyline. So, Sheree's at her house basically to invite Kim to Nene's party because Sheree is saying because Kim used to be gay, Kim is going to be her +1 to bring your gay friend. Kim is married with 6 kids. Come on now. But, anyway, Sheree then brings up how she, her life coach says she should do something for herself. She's like, so I want to do a trip, like a girls trip, like I think it's San Diego. I think she said San Diego. With all the ladies. So Kim was like, okay, yeah, I'm down. And I don't want to be like, but bitch, why you gotta come? But you know what? Let me not be that petty. Kim immediately goes into, oh, is that dumb bitch coming? Kenya. See, I'm not all that much of a Kenya fan either. I've had my issues with Kenya over the years as a viewer of the show, but I just don't like Kim coming in, as in, she calling people bitches back up, you know what I'm saying? Sheree then says how, me and Kenya have never ever seen eye to eye on anything, but bitch, y'all was just at spin class, just like 2 scenes ago. So that's why I said earlier, if I don't rock with somebody, I'm not hanging out with them one-on-one. They were one-on-one out at a spin class, drinking. But now you up in Kim face, like, oh yeah, me and her don't get along. Well, not that we don't get along. Yeah, we don't see eye to eye on nothing. I think that's fake as fraud here. But it is what it is. Kim then comes saying, then when Sheree brings up, it was in a block that she got married. Kim says, I heard that she married a fan. That's horrible. Well, bitch, when you famous, people gonna be a fan. And my thing is that so horrible that someone sees you on TV and they like you and y'all end up hitting off, you get married? I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, I don't get when people be like, I wanted to meet somebody regular. Some famous people will not be unknown and they gonna have fans. Kenya has been a beauty person in the beauty world and the model world. She's been visual to people for 20, 30, I'll say 20 years. Because I'm only 35. For 20 years, so like, what are you talking about? She then says how, hopefully she starts using her 46-year-old eggs to have babies. And then Sheree says, maybe 47, 48, and they laughing. But my thing is, Kim, you was fucking a married man back in season 1, Big Papa. And so don't act like you all holier than thou. Second of all, Sheree, your man in prison. Hush, okay? Just hush. Cause all y'all the same age. Kim, you just popped them babies out your coochie when you was in your 40s. So don't act like if she 46 and want to have a baby, it's impossible. Older women do have babies. And I am not a Kim fan, so oh my God, it got me mad. So, whatever. The last scene was a scene at the party at Nene's house. We see everyone's there. Cynthia's there with Derek J. Sheree brought her gay Kim. We saw Lisa Wu was also from season 1. She was there. I don't know what gay she brought. We know that Porsha isn't coming. You know, when Sheree and Kim walk in the house, Kim like, oh my God, it's so hot here. She should check her AC. You know what I'm saying? Okay, whatever, bitch. Nene realized Kim was there. And she did not say that she did not invite Kim, but she was surprised that Kim was there. And they're like, oh, she must have hanged with Sheree. So, you know, they like, Kim, Nene, bitch. They being ghetto fabulous and yelling across the freaking football field to each other. I'm like, oh my God, that is just so tacky. They all eventually go in the house. Now, the whole time, when people see Kim there, no one really embraces Kim except Nene. Lisa wouldn't talk to her, but like, of course, Kenya didn't because they don't get along. You know, Cynthia kind of stayed away too. But not all the ladies go in the house. And there, because it's hot outside, you know, it's Atlanta. They all go in the house and they're all sitting in Nene's white room and they're talking or whatever. Marlo then says, because now they're all in the inside setting, oh yeah, Kenya, just congrats on your wedding. You know, we're so happy about that. When we all meet your, no, everyone else met your husband when I meet the husband. And then here comes Sheree. Oh no, none of us met him before. We don't know him. None of us met him. Sheree is a goddamn bone collector. And she's petty. And Sheree is there just to stir the pot. Let's be honest. Cynthia then says, well, I talked to him over the phone. Kim on the sideline saying, y'all ain't gonna meet him because he don't exist. It's all fake. It's fugazi. She just throwing all these little sad comments on the side. Kenya eventually hears her and she's like, you know what, bitch? You know, worry about your own man. Worry about your own kids. Don't worry about me. Why you got a hard on for me? Didn't they cut your hard on off? You told her she had a dick and they cut it off. So in that whole aspect, you know, they kind of have Kim switch seats, which I thought was crazy because now they facing each other. So they, you know what I'm saying, going head up. So Kim is still saying how, you know, something's not right. That's why I'm worried about it. And then, you know, Kens keeps saying how, you know, if you're happy with your husband, with your 20 kids, why are you concerned about me? I completely agree. I don't get why Kim gives a fuck about what Kenya does. Y'all are not friends. Y'all don't hang out with each other. Why are you concerned about if she's married or not? Why? Why? Because you are here to be with Sheree, to be a shit starter. And, you know, Kenya hit her. Ooh, Kenya hit her back. Kenya said, bitch, worry about pimping out your daughter for John Legend tickets. Worry about whose dick your daughter gonna suck to get more John Legend tickets. I said, Kenya. Oh my God, Kenya. That's what you say, you know, figure out who dick she would suck to get John Legend tickets. You see Kim get up saying, I'll tell you what, bitch. So we see Kim get up, we see Kenya get up, and then we see everyone separating and they're about to, you know what I'm saying, scuffle. And then the episode goes off. I am 100% on Kenya's team for this situation, simply because what she said was true. If you are happily married with your kids and your husband, why do you care about me? And that's my review, people. So put your comments below. Let me know how you think about this episode. And I will see you guys for my next review. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner.